Hare Krishna. Today is Pavitropana Ekadashi, also known as Putrada Ekadashi. So today let us hear the glories of Pavitropana Ekadashi. This is from the Bhavishya Puran. As we all know, Ekadashi is a very important part of Bhakti. If we consider the three most important parts of the limbs of devotional service, they are chanting of the holy name, worship of Tulasi, and observance of Ekadashi fast. We see a conversation between Yudhishthira and Krishna, where Yudhishthira is asking Krishna about the importance of Pavitropana Ekadashi. This particular Ekadashi falls in the light fortnight of Shravana month, and just by hearing the glories of Pavitropana Ekadashi, we can get the benefit of one Ashwamedha Yajna, or horse sacrifice. So Krishna describes this following story about this Ekadashi. Krishna says that in the beginning of Dwapara Yuga, there was a king called Mahijita, and his kingdom was Mahishmatipuri. Now he had a very flourishing kingdom, everything was going very well, but he had one worry. He had no son. He did not have a son. So the scriptures say that there is a certain type of hell called Put, and by giving oblations to the forefathers, a son delivers the forefather from the hell called Put. So therefore, the son who delivers the forefather from the type of hell called Put is called Putra. Tra means to deliver. Now the thing to ponder here is, it is not just that we need a son. It has to be a child properly trained in Krishna consciousness. Only he can deliver the ancestor from Put, not a child who is living whimsically against the Vedic ways. But this does not apply for Vaishnavas, the devotees of the Lord, because Krishna is their son, Krishna is their father, Krishna is their mother, Krishna is their everything. Chanakya Pandit says, Satyam Mata Pita Jnanam Dharmo Bhrata Daya Sakha Shanti Patni Kshama Putra Shadete Mama Bandhava. So here we see that Chanakya Pandit is saying that truthfulness is my mother, knowledge is my father, my occupational duty is my brother, and my friend is compassion, and my wife is Shanti, peace, and my son is forgiveness or tolerance. So these are the 6 family members that I have. So it is not that physically we are not talking about a son. You can also say that even those on the path of renunciation, Putrada Ekadashi does not mean that okay, everyone gets a son now. You can also consider that forgiveness is your son. So in order to develop this quality of forgiveness, we can pray to Krishna, please give us this quality of forgiveness. Even in Bhagavad Gita, when we hear about the 26 qualities of a devotee, we see that forgiveness comes as the topmost quality. So in order to develop forgiveness, how we see how Krishna is so forgiving to us, how many times we have fallen down in our required rules and regulations, but Krishna is so forgiving. So similarly, we should try to develop the quality of forgiveness, which is equivalent to our sun. So even renunciates observe this Ekadashi to get this quality of forgiveness, which is similar, which is so dear, just like our sun. So our Mahijita wanted an heir to his throne, and he was worried because he was getting old. So he called his advisors and told them, I have committed no sin as far as I can remember. I do not have any ill-gotten wealth in my treasury. I have never taken the offerings to demigods and brahmanas for my sense enjoyment. Even during war, I follow all the rules and regulations. And I have always protected my citizens as if they were my own children. And if I see somebody breaking the rules, even if they are my relatives, I punish them. And if during war, if I see that my enemies, they are surrendering or they are being gentle, then I stop the punishment and I welcome them. And I follow all the rules and regulations given in the Vedas. Still, I do not have a son. Please find out why. Now the Brahmana advisors discussed among themselves, and then they took further advice by visiting great sages. So they found one sage who follows vows of fasting very strictly, and he had complete sense control, he had conquered anger, and he performs occupational duties very perfectly, and he was an expert in the conclusion of Vedas. Now this sage's name was Lomasa Rishi. His lifespan is similar to Lord Brahma's. It is comparable to Lord Brahma's lifespan. Lomasa Rishi, by dint of his austerities, he had got the boon that his one hair will fall off in one day of Brahma. In 12 hours of Brahma, only one hair will fall off. And only when all the hair on his head falls off, he will have to leave his body. So he was so powerful that his lifespan was so long. Now very famously, this Lomasa Maharshi, when somebody asked him, dear Rishi, you have got such a long lifespan. So we see always something like these reporters. Somebody gets something, they go and ask him, so how do you feel? So when he got this long lifespan, blessing of this big lifespan, so somebody goes and asks him, Maharshi, how do you feel after getting such a long lifespan? How do you feel? And Lomasa Maharshi told him that I feel that this lifetime is very short. So what do we understand from that? A person who's got a lifespan of that of Brahma, that is hundreds of thousands of years long, he is feeling that to attain the goal of self-realization, this life is very short. So how much more eager should we be to cultivate Krishna consciousness so that we can perfect the goal of life in this very lifetime. So that was Lomasa Maharshi. So he was so elevated that he could see the past, present and future. So when the king's advisors met the Maharshi, he greets them and he offers to help them. Now Lomasa Maharshi had all the good qualities because he was a devotee of Vishnu. We see in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 18, verse 12, Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavatya kinchana sarvairgunaistatra samasate sura harava bhaktasya kuto mahadguna manorathena sati dhavato bahi. Translation. In one who has unflinching devotional service to Krishna, all the good qualities of Krishna and the demigods are consistently manifest. However, he who has no devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead has no good qualities because he is engaged by mental concoction in material existence, which is the external feature of the Lord. So here we see that if somebody is a devotee, all the good qualities come and manifest in him. While somebody who is not a devotee, there is no genuine good quality. They are only on the mental platform. They are only on the mental platform. That is the external energy. That is the they're saying that they're always in Maya. How do we understand this verse? So we can say that there are people who are non-devotees. We also see some good qualities in them. How do we explain that? It is said that if it is a non-Vaishnava, whatever good qualities comes, if you press them a little, if some difficulties come in their life and they are pressurized, immediately all the good qualities will vanish. So the good qualities of non-Vaishnavas is only an external covering. They are not deep. They are not coming from inside. It is only an external covering. So therefore, it is a Vaishnava's compassion that is coming from the core. It is a Vaishnava's forgiveness that is actual. It is a Vaishnava's honesty which is real. Okay. Now we come back to our Mahijita's story. So king's advisors told Lomasa Maharshi about the problem that Mahijita took care of his subjects just like his own son, but still he does not have a son of his own. So kindly help us. Now Lomasa Maharshi absorbed himself in deep meditation, and he saw the king's past life, and he saw that the king was a merchant and he was feeling that his wealth is insufficient. He had enough wealth, but he wanted to amass more and more, and he started following some sinful deeds he was doing to amass more wealth, and he was traveling in many villages. So once on Trivikrama Ekadashi, that falls during the light fortnight of Jyeshta month, May and June, he was very thirsty, and he saw a pond outside a village, and he was about to drink water, but he also saw a cow and a newborn calf. They had come to drink water. They were also very thirsty, and they started drinking from the pond. But the merchant, he pushed them, he shoved them away, he didn't allow them to drink, and he started drinking himself. Due to the offense on this cow, this life is got no son. Previously he's done many good deeds also. So because of that he is king now, but because he did that offense to the cow, he does not have a son. As we know, good deeds and bad deeds do not negate each other. We'll have to tolerate the results of both of them. So the advisors now have understood what the problem is. They request Lomasa Maharshi for a solution. Lomasa Maharshi says that during the light fortnight of Shravana month comes this Ekadashi called Putrata Ekadashi. So all the citizens of this country, you should fast and stay awake at night, chanting the holy names, and follow all the rules of Ekadashi fasting. And then you offer the merit to the king. Then all the citizens fasted and gave the merit to the king on Dwadashi. By the strength of this merit, he eventually got a beautiful son. So Krishna says, Yudhishthira, thus the Ekadashi that falls on the light fortnight of Shravana month became known as Putradam. Whoever desires happiness in this world and next should fast from grains and beans on this day. Simply hearing the glories of Putrada Ekadashi, we get completely free from all sins and are blessed with a good son, also forgiveness, which is just like a good son, and surely ascends to higher destination after death. Now Ekadashi is meant for increasing our spiritual practices and decreasing our bodily needs like eating. So therefore we should definitely observe this fast of Ekadashi. Also today is the beginning of Jhulan Yatra, where the pastime of swinging Radha and Krishna. Radha Govinda Dev, they'll be put on a swing, and the swinging pastime begins today. Okay, so wishing everybody a very happy Uttarata Ekadashi. It is a very wonderful opportunity for us to increase our devotional activities like chanting and reading and glorifying Krishna. So everybody please take up this chance. Hare Krishna.